morning again. It's your favorite neighborhood preacher, Elder Walk.
And there it is. And his sidekick, once again, just a voice, Fred Will.
Welcome to a Walker Williams show.
Already.
Got a highlighted topic on this evening.
Mm-hmm.
What we talking about this evening?
We're going to throw something out that's classic, but it's present.
Yes.
And it's most definitely hitting home. We're going to talk about the dating game.
Hey, na 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 na.
The dating game. Yes, sir. We in there.
Go on, set me up, man. What we're going to talk about as far as the dating game?
Well, we're going to talk about like dating games, couple of rules, and then we're going to see how far we got away from rules.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about God's first institution of marriage. You know, and what's his view on dating? You know, but we call it dating, but God's intentions of dating and courting is different.
Two different views.
There it is. I like that word view. So we're going to talk about the views, and then we're going to talk briefly about how modern day past versus yesterday versus modern day now.
Okay.
You know, how it was when dating was originated back in the yesterday to how we go about doing it now.
Okay.
And then see if why and where did we get off track to where is it now just who, what, when, where, why, and how.
All right.
Do what you feel. Do what you like.
Do what you like. I see guys and girls.
Already, so we're going to do that. It's your thing.
You got a text?
Do what you want to do. Our scripture text comes from very familiar. We're going to go all the way back to the beginning.
Okay.
Of creation.
Yes, sir.
That God, I said God spoke this here. He said, let us create man and woman into our image and our likeness.
Mm-hmm.
Genesis 1, 26, 27. He said he created them man and female. Created he them.
Yes.
Then he told them to be fruitful and multiply. And replenish the earth. So God's whole plan was, according to Genesis 1, 26 to 27, is for one man, one woman that he created by his perfect design.
Yes.
And his object and goal was for them to come into a covenant sacredly with him.
Yes, sir.
As he be the head of it, the center and the foundation of it.
Come on.
Them to be married and to have as many children as you can afford.
In covenant.
In covenant. There it is, brother. That's our text.
We talked about this, I think, in another show. Talked about how God put Adam in the garden. He was found faithful, working and toiled, and God said,
what do you say?
It's not good for Adam to be alone. Adam, who was in God's presence, who was keeping God's word, who was working and maximizing his singlehood, learned how to take care of himself. Now, it's not good for Adam to be alone. I'm gonna give him a helpmate. He qualified for a wife.
Yes, sir.
And he looked at her eternally and externally. He said, this is bone of my bone, can't see my bone. So he looked internally into her.
Right.
He said, this was flesh of my flesh.
Right.
She was bad to the bone.
Bad to the bone. And she was him.
James Brown, she said she was a super bad.
Super bad.
She was called peace.
She was called peace, brother.
And they established this union. Says, for this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, cleave to his wife, and the twain became one. Talk back.
All right, I got a question on my talk back. Expound briefly, if you don't mind, on what is that cleave? Leave and cleave. What's that leave and cleave mean?
Leave. You leave your daddy house. You leave your... Oh, I'm sorry, it's 2021. Leave your mama house. You leave the authority of your father. You establish your own authority by establishing a new covenant.
Okay.
So, and then let me say this.
All right.
We are products of our upbringing. But what I tell everybody, when you start a marriage, you have to start your own template. You take the principles of what you learned, if it was good, and you bring that to this new union. But you no longer are subject to your parents' authority.
Right.
You honor them.
That's right, no doubt.
Mama can't come in here. What this girl doing? No, mama. Your address is 11311. This is 119 Spruce.
I gotta stop you right there,
I gotta stop you right there. Gotta stop you in your tracks. It's my address. Don't disrespect your mama, but you leave that authority.
That's it.
And establish your own.
Okay, I'm liking that. So my gathering, according to what we started off with the scripts, Genesis 1, God's whole orchestrated blueprints.
Yes.
You even went to Genesis 2 with it wasn't good for man to be alone. I will make him a helper. That's what I like. God said, I will make him a helper, help me suitable
for him.
There it is. Not for a whole bunch of men, right?
For him.
For him, I will make him. I learned, brother, in a little homework assignment that word make in that Hebrew text means to fashion.
Yes.
Form.
To design.
To design.
Didn't you have a car custom made?
That's it, brother.
Just for you?
Signature. Just for me.
That was Elder Williams' vehicle. What?
It's only for me, brother.
It's only for me.
That's it. But the law took it.
I hit him with
it was for me though.
We talk about that later. Talk about the laws later.
Somehow it was made for them, some kind of way. But somehow.
See, my custom made whip.
Custom made whip.
Other folk can't drive. Hey man, can I drive my whip? I say, no, my brother. You got to get your own. Can't drive this one.
All right.
This is mine.
It's yours.
Which say Prince Daddy said.
And they're mine. It's mine. Whatever it is, if it's stored up, it's made just for me, it's mine.
It's mine.
Okay. So even with that, so if God designs it, as you said.
Yes.
He's the perfect architect, right?
Yes.
And we're talking about in relationships, y'all.
Yes.
We've been trying all our lives since God created man and woman to find that perfect mate, if you will, that perfect spouse or that perfect partner. Or we even use this word that's not biblical, but it is religious. Soulmate.
Soulmate.
Yeah, well, whatever that is. Soulmate. But the only mate that's conjoined to my soul is God himself. Come on. So, but at any rate, we use that because it's been thrown out there. But God, who is the perfect orchestrator, architect, design, said it ain't engineer. God himself, who created the whole heaven and earth, spoke and said everything was good when he was done. Everything he looked at when he finished, he said, it's good. For a man, said that's very good.
Come on, God.
First time recorded in the Bible that something wasn't good was for a man to be alone. Boy, that's it. If God said it ain't,
that wasn't good.
It wasn't good. Brothers, ain't no such thing as a single player the rest of your life.
Come on.
If you're trying to walk in the ordinance of God. God said it's not good for a man to be alone. So what's the concept with that? Because we're still talking about dating. So how can you date if it ain't, how can you not want to date or court somebody or get married if it ain't good for a man to be alone?
I want to expound on this real quick because you said that God was the architect, that he custom designed
tailor-made.
Wife.
Tailor-made.
So she's supposed to fit.
Tailor-made.
You can't take a square and put it in a circle. It's supposed to be the perfect fit.
Already.
When you talked about the rib in Hebrew means Tesla.
Yes,
when you talk about the vehicle, it means Tesla. It means side. So this is the mystery of godliness. This is out of Ephesians 5.
Okay.
That he took out of Adam.
Yeah.
What was already in Adam.
That's right. I like that.
Pulled it. Went to the shop. Went to the kitchen. Built her. The Bible says she was built.
Yeah.
I always get nervous with brothers. I mean, you can like all type of women. But this is what an OG told me.
What's that?
He said, "Watch out for them cats like the little bit women that's undeveloped. They can pass a little girl."
Woo.
He said, "Watch out for them cats because no disrespect. If you're not a C cup or D cup, tell the Lord thank you. We right for what you got. But when we talk about the first woman." She was perfect.
She was perfect. Perfect means
she was perfect, and then she was perfected or designed for him.
That's it.
So he took out of Adam, went to the kitchen, built her, presented back to him what was in
him already,
and reconciled. Okay. And this is the mystery of the church. That we were in God.
Come on. In the beginning.
We were in his bosom. We came to the earth. We were separated from him.
That's right.
then we're reconciled back to him. And this is the mystery of the church, which is connected to marriage. So
it is.
You can be with all type of women or men, but you need to be with your man, your woman that was custom designed for you.
Already talk about it, brother. That's the way to break it down.
Yes, sir.
Because the church, in and of itself, as the body of believers, is called the bride.
The bride.
That's right. And in the end times, Jesus is coming back for a bride, which is a perfect, holy what? Matrimony. There it is. So with all that said, that shows you God's whole plan was for a marriage involving two people, man and woman.
Yes.
The beginning. He starts the book off with marriage. He centers it with us being the bride. He ends it with us being called up to meet the husband.
And called up to a marriage.
There it is. So there's no way around dating and courting, fellas, sisters. I done got so good I don't need no man. Brothers, I've been a player all my life. Based on what we just gave, if you a Bible believer, there's no way to stick to that concept no more. Because if you're sticking to that, then that says you're out of the plan of the law.
Come on, I got one more jab to it.
Go with it.
Because we had some haters, Pharisees and Sadducees that caught Jesus and said, I think this is Matthew 18.
Yeah.
He said, hey fella.
Yeah.
Moses said we can put away our wives for any cause. He said, what say ye? Jesus said, from the beginning, it was not so. In the beginning, there was one woman. There was one man. There wasn't no side chick. There wasn't
no.
So when it comes to marriage, it's being unified with your husband, your wife, and outside of sexual immorality.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to say that, but outside of sexual immorality, death, and they show fruits of being unbeliever, because you can't say that you are a child of God and you beat the brakes off your wife.
Wow. Oh, that's another topic.
You can't say that you're committed to God and you got women or dudes all on the side. So outside of not being a believer, death, or sexual immorality, you're supposed to stick in there.
There it is.
Stick it in there.
With the exception of, like the brother said, in Matthew 5:29, Jesus makes it plain that on infidelity.
Yes.
He said you can't put her away for it be unless it's this cause, man.
Save for the cause of sexual immorality.
That's right. You got to stick and stay.
Come on, man. You can't be, I'm sorry, baby, I failed. Baby, I'm sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. He messed around, come home with the Ebola, come home with something that penicillin can't fix. So it's at her or his discretion. He said, because of your unfaithfulness,
that's right,
I'm going to set you aside. But we can go even deeper to show the depths of covenant, because there was a prophet called Hosea.
Wow, I'm loving it. I know where you're going.
Married to Gomer.
That's right. What was Gomer?
Gomer was a woman of the night.
She could be a lady in the streets.
She was a lady in the streets.
And a freak in the bed.
She was Dina. I don't know where Dina Howard is, but she said she wrote a song called "A Freak in the Morning" and "A Freak in the Evening."
I want just to satisfy me, is what she said. Just for me.
Ain't that a shampoo? Just for me.
Just for me. You get boom, boom.
All through the night to the early morning.
Okay, Dina, we don't know where you at.
We don't know you at,
beloved, but we heard what you said. and I just don't really know too many boom booms to the early morning, brother. That's too long.
But Gomer was a representation of God's faithfulness.
Yes, sir.
Israel being the harlot, or the church.
That's right.
Being the loose woman.
That's right.
And God being faithful to a loose, promiscuous, unfaithful woman, showing the power of love that covers a multitude of sin and covenant.
That's beautiful. Gomer and Hosea, and Gomer was representation of God and the people. God's people.
Yes.
On how they was playing the role of harlotry. He said they become a whore.
Come on, man.
And he showed how he was still reconciled to them when he would reconcile us back to him. God told Jeremiah that I am married to the backslider.
Come on.
So his covenant is always, God is the only faithful person you can date and court will never, ever, ever, ever cheat on you.
Man.
So if all this, we just painted this Picasso, this canvas of where we started this whole text is, we brought it right back to the perfect, most faithfulest, orchestrated architect. So if he's that, don't you know he know who to give you?
Come on, man.
As your spouse or your husband or your wife, if he's the perfect one,
right.
Why are we so far from that, right?
Because we don't like to wait. That one of the fruits of the Spirit is patience, long suffering. You know, Tequita just got married.
Who that?
Tequita. You know, Jethro and Tyrone just got together. You know, what's name got that bad rascal?
Oh gosh.
There's a boy. I seen him on Facebook. They took picture. That rascal was bad. 8 months later, what happened to that bad rascal? She gone.
Yeah, she gone. Because the thrill is gone.
Come on, man.
The thrill is gone, so she gone. I found my thrill, though, is what you're supposed to be saying. You can't lose it. I found my thrill, but the thrill is gone. Brother, this dating and courting game. Dating and court. I know growing up, man, my big mama, how you doing, big mama? Rest your soul, God in heaven with her. Okay. She used to throw this word out on me and my sister all the time. She'd be like, y'all need to be courting. You got to find that boy. He been courting that girl for, he been courting that girl. They been courting. He's like, courting? Courting. I think courting is when I had to go.
That needs tickets.
Yeah, tickets and other stuff. I've been courting the law forever. But that ain't what she was talking about. She was like, relationships, you need to court.
Yes.
So I had to learn as I got older, Walker, what is courting, brother?
Yeah.
So I studied it, I pulled it up, and I learned courting had more in-depthness to it. When you're courting somebody, look it up in your leisure, do your homework. Courting is this word from I'm gonna use it this way because that's how they define it in a lot of dictionaries. Plato, the philosopher, he uses it as platonic. A whole word based on his root word, Plato, platonic. And that is two people coming together, man and woman, that is. Let's get that with some emphases.
Yes.
Man.
Make that plain.
And woman, as plain as they can get, elementary. For them to be intimate without having physical or sexual intimacy.
Yes.
And the intimacy that they will learn of one another would develop into matrimony.
Yes.
So that's having a platonic relationship. And that is a defiance of courting, brother.
So this process is to engage in the first steps of intimacy, into you I see. Where I see what's in you. I learn. The scripture says to dwell with that person according to knowledge, what you know about them.
Right.
And then it's what you know about them that you learn to care and grow affection and love, and then you determine, man, she's like this. We in agreement. We flow together. This might be the one.
This might be the one.
She fits.
That's
he fits. And that translates or transfers to marriage.
Okay.
And then it plateaus to physical intimacy.
Plateau.
Sound like a plan. Sound like a playbook from the coach.
The coach, the orchestrator, the great Taylor himself.
Yes, sir.
I like talking about a tailor-made companionship while we brainstorming.
Yeah.
Tailor-made.
Yes.
Companionship.
Yes.
While dating and courting, a man and a woman most and foremost must establish a form of companionship. You gotta have that, brother.
I like that. Tailor-made
companionship, bro.
You go to KG's or wherever your favorite place to shop at.
Shout out
to KG's.
Already. My boy Tyree and the rest of y'all jokers.
They got some suits that look nice. Some of them fit different.
They do.
Some of them, the slacks would be just right, but the jacket be too big.
Right.
But when it's tailor-made,
come on here.
It's tailored to your body. It's tailored to your size. It's custom made for the customer. I like that. I'm gonna bring that beat back. It's custom made for the customer.
tailor-made, custom-made. That word you used earlier, design.
It's designed
For him and him only, for her and her only. But because God made woman from man, he made her specifically for that man. That's why when Adam, brother, before we get into our major text, we go build it here. That's why when Adam first saw Eve, it said God brought her to him.
presented her to him.
He gave her away. God gave her away.
Ooh.
And what I like about that text is God put Adam to sleep first.
Yes.
So that's first surgery taking place.
Yes.
And then I like to be a little sarcastic with it. That's so Adam didn't have 2 cents to say about it. So he couldn't be charismatically specific about his prayer.
Come on, man.
Because he knew nothing about it.
The designer knows what's best.
Come on here, brother.
Come on, man.
The designer knows what's best, even better than your being specific.
Come on, man.
Because I can be so specific to it ain't his best. So he put him to sleep so he didn't have nothing to say. So where I'm going with this, brother, when he woke up, though, first thing Adam said was, "This is now."
This is now.
N-O-W exclamation point. Bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. That's it.
Those was his vows.
That was his vow.
That was the first marriage.
That was his vow, brother.
He had divine revelation.
I like
He
that.
had divine insight
Wow.
on what was his.
Wow.
He was put to sleep.
Put to sleep, brother.
He was in darkness when the light came on.
Bing.
What was before him was this custom designed, beautiful sculpture.
Woo. Inward and outward.
Inward and outward, godly of a woman. He
Masterpiece.
said, "This is bone of my bone,
Holy
flesh
masterpiece.
of my flesh. She is me. I see me in her.
There it is.
That's my wife."
That's woo. That's a holy masterpiece.
Come on, man.
In other words, since Adam was put to sleep, and he said all that you just said, it sounded like to me he got the girl of his dreams.
And this is before he moved furniture.
Before he moved furniture, he made this proclamation. Before furniture was moved, this announcement and proclamation was made before all the animals.
This is before he slipped his chips in the dip.
Walk always try to take me somewhere different, y'all.
I'm just saying, we just talking.
And then when I get in there, they come to clown. But before, we gonna go back to, he was asleep. Brother, in other words, he got the girl of his dreams.
Yes, sir.
Because if I'm sleeping, Walker, and I know how I sleep, brother, if I wake up and I see this is now bone of my bone, flesh of blood, brother, Lord, thank you, because I got the girl of my dreams. So with all that being said, y'all, we mix it up like we told y'all time before. We keep it funky, we keep it true.
Yeah.
We mix it up. We give you a mixtape.
Yeah.
Because we don't sit here with collars on and Bibles all in our hand and talk about this. What I think we let our hair down and we talk straight talk. That's just all it is. We just talk straight talk, and we get along with it that way. So even with this dating game, that's the whole format of what we just painted a picture on the whole idea to how God views it.